Righto. There's going to be a lot of stuff that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's a lot of backstory to what's going on. Gillo suggested I share a bit of what I sort of picked up from, went to Cape and Ray for a bit. So, yeah, if you've got more questions, find me later. And also, as far as that's my king, none of this makes sense if you don't have him as your king. If you don't grasp how great he is and what he's done, this is going to sound a little odd. So, bear with. In Matthew 16, 24 and 25, Jesus says, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow me. Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." Which is something that has troubled me deeply for quite some time. What do you do with this? It sounds harsh, it sounds unpleasant, it sounds against every part of our human being existence, who we are. It helps a little to either be dragged to the end of yourself or to come to that yourself. Usually I find, certainly for myself and talking to other people, most of us have to be dragged to the end of ourselves before we actually get there and discover that we can't do this life alone. We aren't designed to. We can never handle the demands of reality and what we are required to do as Christians and as believers, and even just as human beings, to wake up and face another day without Jesus living in us, of being dead to ourselves, to say, hey, I'm not running this show anymore. It's not, as one of Paul's letters, Christ in you, the hope of glory. God putting Christ in you is the only hope he has of getting any glory out of you. I often find, I do it myself, we pray, oh God, help me with this. And if we're generous, we might say, oh, I'll do sort of 20%, God do 80%. But no, the reality is, God has to do all of it. We can't do it. We're called to drop dead, to be completely dead to ourselves. And what does a dead man do? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, nothing. He has no opinions, no ideas, no dreams. It's not what I want or what you want anymore. It's what Christ in you, the hope of glory, wants, which will probably scare the crap out of you. It often won't be easy. It won't necessarily be clearly laid out in a neat 5-step plan, but it will be fulfilling. We're promised that. In terms of what this might look like, and something to sort of think about and mess you up a little probably, messes me up. If you remember, Jesus calls his first disciples and he says, "Come follow me." And then right at the end of John, he's got this exchange with Peter on the lake shore. And he tells him, "Feed my sheep, and do you love me?" Yeah, and we get to that. And then he foretells Peter how he's going to die. And then straight after saying that, he goes, "Follow me." So Peter's just been told of what this is going to cost him, and Jesus says, "Follow me," which he does to all of us. Probably not necessarily how we're going to die, and it's probably not martyrdom, but it will cost us something. It'll cost us our ideals, our plans, our dreams, what we want in order to serve him. But we're promised it's going to be fulfilling, which I know sounds a little probably trite and not quite the right thing to say, but I encourage you to give it a go. Have a go at dying to yourself, saying, "God, have your way. Not my will, but yours be done." And step where he leads you. It'll be scary, but trust him, he's been faithful. And look back, if you need encouragement, look back at your own life. And I can see parts of my life where you look back and go, wow, look what God has done. He's never failed me. Even when it looks like you remember in that time, you go, gee, this is utter crap. I've got no idea what's going on. God, where are you? You look back and you go, actually, God was right there. He was with me. That worked out well. If that isn't something that comes easily, look all the way through the Bible. Hebrews 11. Look through there, it's called the Hall of Faith, but look at what the people did and then go back and find their stories. And most of them were not exactly in the world's best circumstances. Abraham, he's listed in there, he's told, leave your family and go to a land I will show you. He's given no roadmap, no great plan of where it is, just pack up and go and I will show you. And he did it. So that's sort of what I'd like to leave you with. Are you prepared to say, I'm dead to self, Christ, I die to you, live in me, reign in me, rule in me, And what's that going to look like? Because it will be different for every one of you. Seek God on it. Ask him about it.